there, welcome back to Beauty Bee and welcome to my monthly haul video for the month of March 2022. It's another long one, isn't it always? And I will say that though I did quite a bit of shopping for fun stuff, so I bought quite a bit of makeup, I bought quite a lot of nail polish too, there were also things that on the scale, this sliding scale of need to want, were a little bit closer to being needs. I think a lot of that is that I am now at the 5-month mark of being unsubscribed from Ipsy, so I haven't been getting a lot of deluxe size skincare samples, and I actually had to purchase quite a bit of skincare. I needed to re-up on some hair care. So I have essentially 2 sections of stuff to talk about today, and my bin is pretty much full of things that were a little bit closer to being needs. But I think first, let's just start with 2 things that are kind of a follow-up from last month. Last month, I received an incorrect item in my Fabfitfun box, and unfortunately, they were unable to send me the correct item, which was an Hourglass blush, but they allowed me to make another choice from that set of selections, and I chose the London Town Cuticle Cream, which I have not used yet, and this Winky Lux lip oil, which I also have not used yet. I thought that was really good customer service. I will get use out of these. I feel like these are pretty practical items, but they're not super exciting. And I'm not counting these towards my budget because I paid for them last month. And I say budget, but I just have an overall account that I set up and contribute to monthly for my fun spending money, and that's pretty much everything that's not a necessity, not a bill, not groceries, and I also give myself a slightly different category for gifts and for travel. So all of my entertainment, going out to movies or restaurants, shopping for makeup and clothes or anything else, home decor has been a big one recently, all of that comes out of the same account, and I've never gone over that amount. It's just how much of that money goes to beauty every month is what I keep track of on this channel. Okay. Didn't need to go into that because this is already a knee long video. But, okay, I bought 2 nail things. This I got off of Amazon. I was buying actually a Mother's Day gift. I found exactly what I wanted to get my mom for Mother's Day on Amazon, and it wasn't quite the $25 limit for shipping, so I purchased this. This is from Avant, and it is their Ready for Takeoff Peelable Base Coat. I've heard good things about this. I have been using one that I got at Sally Beauty, which I believe is from the ASP brand, and I like it. It's fine, but I noticed in the reviews on that site that a few different people mentioned that they liked this one better, and I think that the size of this is actually a little bit bigger. Yes, this is 15 mils. I want to say the one that I have is 10 mils, and they cost the same. So I'm making a lot of headway with that product. I'm actually going through it a little faster than I want to be, I think. So I decided I would get one of those. And I also got a top coat. This is from Sally Hansen. It's their Insta-Dry Top Coat. I believe I have used one of these in the past and been fine with it. I don't always use a top coat, but I do probably half the time that I paint my nails, and I'm about half or 2/3 of the way through my Sinful Colors one, so I thought I'd give this one another go. I feel like my voice is really rough today, and I'm not sure why. My throat doesn't hurt or anything. Let's just keep going. Let's move to some e.l.f. stuff. I have been going through the lip exfoliators relatively quickly. I think I have about half of the Cookie Crumble one from their Cookies and Cream line, and I just bought that last month, so I'm really speeding through that. I found the Sweet Cherry one. I feel like this one, when I've had it in the past, has lasted a little longer, so I'm hoping that will be the case. There are things in here that I have used. We're just not to any of them yet. And I think at the same time, I bought this exfoliating scrub from e.l.f. I just don't have a scrub that I can use on my face, and I just feel like I need a scrub on my face every once in a while. I like that physical exfoliant, so I decided I would give this one a go. The price was right. I actually only spent like 8 cents on e.l.f.'s website because I hit their some kind of sale, like an additional 20% off sale, and then I redeemed a $10 reward because I have like a stupid number of e.l.f. points because they give them away for very little. I don't understand how e.l.f. is making money on this rewards program. But anyway, the price was practically nothing, and I thought that this would be a good one to try. Also, on the subject of skincare, I purchased this Neutrogena Invisible Daily Defense Face Serum. This is their SPF 60. This is a 1.7 fluid ounce size. I have used this for probably around 2 weeks now. I really like it. I don't feel like I have to necessarily set this, which is a huge plus for me. The thing that I think is weird about this is that it's orange, which I don't know why that would be. My suspicion, and let me know if you know anything about this, is I wonder if that's almost like a color correcting for that purple that can sometimes show up with SPF products. But I don't know, it's very pleasant to use. It's a thin consistency. I am very comfortable wearing this every day. It doesn't feel thick on my skin. I don't feel like it's going to break me out. I've really been enjoying this. I like it quite a bit. Fabfitfun, I think this was actually at the mid to end February, was running a skincare sale, and I needed to re-up on quite a bit of skincare, as we already talked about, so I made a decent sized purchase. I think I spent right around $25. We'll go over all of the numbers at the end of this video. The first thing that I purchased was from Face Tory, and it is a pack of 5 of their Sunbae After Sun sheet masks. I've used one of these already. It was very nice to use. I think that this was nicely hydrating. I do think that it did a nice job of just taking care of my skin after I'd been out in the sun. I burn really easily, and I've been having really bad reactions recently after I sunburn. So I've been very careful about the sun recently, but I was outside for probably about an hour and 10 minutes with sunscreen and everything. I spent quite a bit of time in the shade, but afterwards I was still kind of feeling it, and I think that this helped. And I mean, at one point last month, I just put straight like After Sun aloe vera gel for your body on my face because I just hurt so bad. So I figured this would be better because I broke out from that because of course I did, because it wasn't designed to be on your face, and my face was already in terrible shape. But anyway, in that same order, I also picked up a set of blemish patches. These are from Paradox, Los Angeles. There are 40 patches in here. I've used one of them so far. I'm a little bit disappointed in how these came packaged because a lot of the individual stickers are stuck to the package inside, but I mean, I actually peeled one of the stickers off of this outer foil packaging and used that, and it stayed on my face overnight. I don't know yet, after only using one of these, if these actually do anything, if they're super helpful. but it at least kept me from picking at acne, so that's always a plus. And I'm looking forward to continuing to use them. Hopefully I don't need them though, because hopefully I won't be breaking out a ton. Next, I bought a day cream. This is the Avant Pro Intense Hyaluronic Illuminating Day Cream. And I have my questions about this because Avant sells something called the Pro Intense Hyaluronic Acid Illuminating Day Cream on their actual website for like crazy amounts of money, like almost $100. But it isn't in packaging like this, but it's the same size. So I don't know if this is a separate product that they've manufactured especially for subscription boxes at a much lower cost, or if they just chose a different style of packaging for the boxes, but I have my questions. In any case, I have not used this yet. I am trying to get through an e.l.f. moisturizer before I open this, but my e.l.f. moisturizer, I have probably an ounce left. I tend to use quite a bit of it because it is very, very thin, and this is the only other daytime appropriate moisturizer that I have. I also needed a backup face wash, so I decided to try this one, again from the Fabfitfun sale. This is from the Can Be Naturally line, and this is the I Can Be Refreshed Cleansing Gel. The price was right on this. I think it was like $3.50, and this is a pretty big size. This is a 6.8 fluid ounce or 200 ml bottle. It comes with a pump, which is my preference because I like to wash my face in the shower, and this is just easy to use. I haven't used this yet. I just needed to restock on a lot of skincare. And then finally we get to the, well, I guess I've used multiple things out of the Fabfitfun order, but the big item from that Fabfitfun order that I've actually used is from Glow Recipe. This is their Avocado Ceramide Recovery Serum. This is a 1 ounce 30 ml size. I really like this. It is nice thin serum. I'm just trying to get a little bit. It's this really pretty light green color. Not that that matters. It sinks into the skin beautifully. It feels hydrating without feeling thick. I really like it. It smells good. Not strong. It doesn't smell like it's fragrance. It just smells like the ingredients that are used in it smell pleasant. And I will admit that I think at least half of my enjoyment for this comes from the fact that it's in a really pretty bottle and it's from Glow Recipe, and I've wanted the pretty Glow Recipe bottles for a long time. So yeah, I think I would still like this if it was in ugly packaging, but I don't think I would like it nearly as much if it was in ugly packaging. That's where we are with that product. And packaged in that box, I also got a little sample of the Avocado Melt Retinol Eye Sleeping Mask, which I have not used. And that wraps up the skincare, finally. So let's move to one body care item. This is from Tree Hut, and it is their Tropic Glow Firming Sugar Scrub. I have heard that the Tropic Glow scent from Tree Hut is intended to be a dupe for the Boom Boom Cream scent. And I have not opened this yet, but actually that's probably a bad idea. I'm not going to do it now. I have a body scrub in my shower that is also from Tree Hut. It is their coconut lime scent, I believe, and I'm probably around halfway through it. So this is the time of year when I tend to use body scrubs quite a bit. I figure this will be the next one I open because I don't have another backup. So this was essentially a replacement. And then I have 3 hair care bits. I am very close to being done with my Christophe Robin scalp scrub, so I decided I would try a less expensive option. This is from Yes to Tea Tree, and it is their Pre-Shampoo Scalp Scrub. So I don't think that this is going to be a dupe for the Christophe Robin one, but I think that this might fulfill a similar-ish purpose, and I really don't want to spend $52 or whatever ridiculous price the Christophe Robin scalp scrub is. So I thought that spending like $7 to try this one out would be a good way of going about things. I probably have a week or so left of the Christophe Robin, maybe a little bit more. I have like maybe 2 or 3 washes left in there, so I will be trying this one out pretty soon. Another hair replacement. This is a big tub of the Ava NYC Therapy Session Hair Mask. I have actually one of these. No, I just finished the 2-ounce size of this that I got in maybe December or November sometime. I really enjoyed it, and I thought that of the ones I had tried, Eva NYC struck the right balance for me of being really nicely performing, but a reasonable price. I do like the Briogeo Don't Hate Hydrate mask. I really appreciate the scent on that. I like what it does for my hair, but it's really expensive, and I've tried several other drugstore ones that I think are just not quite as good as this. This was not a bad price. I want to say this is right around $15 regular price, and I was able to get it for 25% off. I think this will last me a very long time. That 2-ounce size lasted me at least a month of using it once to twice a week, and this is 17 ounces. This is a half liter of deep conditioner. I think I should get a very, very long time out of that. And you know what? I had all of those little hair masks that I'd gotten through Ipsy, and I think I have one left. I think there is one in my shower that I've used maybe once and probably have 3 or 4 uses left on, and then I'll be down to just one hair mask. So I'm really excited about that. And then the last hair piece, and actually the last thing in my sort of more like needs bin, is from Not Your Mother's. This is their Beach Babe Texturizing Sea Salt Spray. I had one of these last spring. It's been quite a while at this point, actually. And it got left behind in the move, so I hope that my former roommate got good use out of it and enjoyed it. But yeah, it was one of maybe 2 or 3 products that somehow didn't make it onto the moving truck, and I just hadn't repurchased it. I really enjoyed it. I really missed it, and I thought for this summer, this was something I wanted to have back in my life. I don't have a sea salt spray, and this is actually a type of product that I really enjoy using in the summer specifically. So I was also actually able to get that one at 25% off. So thought that was a big win. Now let me just do some rearranging and we will move to more of the wants side. Okay, not a great sign that my camera already cut me off before I'm halfway through this video, but I thought that a good item to talk about as a transition is not exactly beauty related at all. I bought myself a caboodle. I had a caboodle when I was a kid. I actually picked it out for my 7th birthday. I was very excited to get it. I was really, really happy with it. Mine was a jelly purple with glitter, and it had a purple butterfly right here, and I loved that thing so much. And for some reason I let my mom convince me when I went to college that I shouldn't bring it with me and that I should give it to Goodwill instead, and I have been regretting that ever since. Every once in a while I would look on Etsy or Poshmark or Mercari to see if I could get the exact same one. And I have spotted it a couple of times up for sale, but it costs as much as a new caboodle, and they're usually missing a piece. So let me show you. Quite often, the caboodles are missing at least this part, this little tray, and sometimes they're also missing the mirror, which makes them a lot less usable. So I just decided to buy one at Target's. And this is the exact same setup that mine had, with the exception that the original one that I had sort of more like a lipstick compartment here. This was subdivided into maybe one slightly larger compartment and then maybe 6 to 8 smaller lipstick sized holes. So mine currently kind of stinks. It smells like a cheap plastic toy. So I might, I think I'm going to put this out in my garage after I'm done with this video. Just have it sit out there and air out for a few days. But after that, I'm really excited to use this again. I've missed having my caboodle. Let's do fragrance. I bought 2 small fragrance items through Ipsy. These were a set in add-ons. I was actually supposed to get a larger Skylar fragrance as well, but apparently that was out of stock. They didn't put it in my package, and they ended up refunding me. I have not tried this one yet. This is from Catherine Malandrino. It's their Luxe de Venise. Let's give it a spritz. This is just their purse spray. It's soft, vaguely perfumey. I don't know. I don't really have a lot to say about it. I feel like I can smell a little orange. It's fine. This is not why I purchased the Duo. I was much more interested in this Skylar Mini. This is a roller ball in their Fall Cashmere scent. And this is delightful. It's like a spicy cinnamon vanilla scent. Love it. I think that this is very fall, which, you know, they do say it's the Fall Cashmere, so can't fault them for that. This is just delightful. I don't usually like fall scents. I don't usually like, especially like pumpkin spice scents, but this is more like nutmeg and vanilla and cinnamon. It's delicious smelling. So those were $5, and I'm very happy with those. I've just been wanting a refresh on my fragrance. I feel like I haven't purchased fragrance in quite a while, and I haven't been getting little samples because I haven't placed a Sephora order in ages. So I just thought I needed a little bit of a refresh, and that really hit the spot. So I've put it off long enough, haven't I? I probably need to talk about nail polish now. Okay, let's do this. That's actually not new, so that doesn't need to be in here. I purchased a trio from Ipsy. These are from Color Club, and there are 2 more topper shades and then a creme polish. This creme polish is beautiful. This is Route 66. It almost reads as a periwinkle, but on the nail you can see just a hint of green in it, which I think is really interesting. I can see why they called this Route 66. There's a very old-timey feel to it. You know how older jeans have almost a green cast to them sometimes? That's what this color reminds me of, and I really, really like it. Now, I have so many small variations on this type of blue, but I think that this is probably one of my favorites. of those minor variations. It's a really lovely shade. And then that came with 2 toppers. The first one is a little bit lighter and more iridescent. I mean, obviously you could wear either of these by themselves, but I think this would probably look a little bit better by itself than the other one would. This is the shade Never a Dull Moment. It is sort of a peachy iridescence. I have worn this over a green, I think, and I thought it was very pretty. Another Colourpop. This is in Sleeping Beauty, and this is a holographic glitter. There are, I think, 3 different sizes of glitters in here, all of which are gold holographic, and I did compare this to a silver holographic glitter that I have from Colourpop, and they do look quite different on the nail, which I was very happy with. I've also worn this over a green, and it was stunning. I was so happy with how that turned out, and I'm looking forward to experimenting with this over a variety of different polishes because it's gorgeous. Apparently I was just letting myself buy like 3 of various brands this month. I didn't intend on that, but it's just kind of how it happened. So next up we have Sinful Colors. I bought 2 shades from their regular line. First, I just don't have a red nail polish, and I decided that I wanted one. This is, like I said, from Sinful Colors. This is the shade Bitten. I have not used it yet, but it's a bright red creme. Don't know what else to say about that. I also purchased a taupe. I've had a couple of taupe polishes in the past, really enjoyed them. They're gone. I used them up. So I purchased a replacement. This is the shade Taupe is Dope, and I think it will work out really well for me. This is the kind of neutral nail that I like. I like something that's a little bit more on the gray or taupe side, and generally something that's darker than my skin tone. So I thought this would work out really well for me. I like that more subdued color. I feel like that is a little more professional, a little bit more work appropriate than some of my other nail choices, like this. I don't even know what this would be. This is like a purple with gray-green glitter on it. I recall my sister and I running across a hornet that was almost exactly this color, and simultaneously we both decided that that hornet could have the entire side of that street to itself, and we jaywalked over to the other side. It's that kind of vaguely threatening color. I'm quite happy with it. That's not the point of this video. What is the point of this video is the next nail polish. This is, again, Sinful Colors. This is from their Essentials line, and this is the shade So Matcha Better. I think this is the 3rd of this line that I've purchased, and I actually considered purchasing a 4th one, but I decided against it, and I'm realizing that was a good choice because goodness did I buy a lot of nail polish this month. I think that this is the one that I wore with this, but it's really pretty. It's a gorgeous shade. And then we have the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. I love this line of polish. I have so many of them. The first one that I got is the Rose Gold glitter. This has hex glitters as well as little flecks of holographic glitter in a mostly clear, very slightly rose tinted base. I've not used this one yet, but I have wanted it for ages, and I am happy to have it now. Next we have, let's actually talk about the other glitter. This one I have not used either. This is Confetti Pop, and it has a little bit of a milky pink base with just a ton of different colors of glitter in here. I'm actually a little bit disappointed with this polish. This is not what I thought I was going to be receiving. What I thought that I was purchasing was essentially a pink version of this polish, which is Sprinkle Sprinkle. This is a Crelly with matte glitters in it. And online, the pictures that Target had up made it look like these two were very similar, but I mean, you can see in person, they are not at all similar. I love this. It is so fun. It's so cute. I thought that it looked like jelly beans, but my dad, of all people, said that he thought it looked like funfetti icing. And once he said that, it's all I can see, and I just think it's adorable. I think that the slightly off-white base works perfectly with these sort of matte pastel glitters. It's really cute. Love this. I'm looking forward to wearing it quite often throughout this spring. This color I honestly would probably return, but in the Target order that I had this in, I got like $20 in Target rewards, and I don't know how that reward will change if I return this, and it is something that I will use, so I'm not as happy with this as I am with the rest of my nail polish purchases, but it is pretty. I will give it that. And then finally, just last weekend, I think, I purchased 3 LA Colors polishes from Walmart. These two are not the same shade, though they kind of look like it. They are different, I promise. And they looked more different when I was ordering them online. So far, the only one that I have tried is this green. This is their Mermaid Magic line, and this is the shade Sea Life. It is a minty green. It has some glitter in it. I ended up topping it with some additional glitter, just for some extra sparkle. The formula on this was a little bit hard to build up. It took 3 coats for this to look nice, but once it was on, it was on. I think that this lasted me 5.5 days with no chipping, and when I did get chipping at that 5.5 day mark, it was because I was using my thumbnail to like pick a label off of something, so that was to be expected. It still looked really good on all of my other nails at the 6 day mark, where I just decided to remove it so I could put this nonsense on my nails. Very pretty happy with that, and it makes me even more excited to try these other 2 shades. This is from their Color Craze line, and it's the shade Rockin It. This is a little bit more of a blue mint, maybe even leaning into turquoise, and this has no little shimmer particles in it. And the other one is also from their Mermaid line, and this is the shade Mermaid. It is a blue-green iridescent polish. I'm interested to see if this is more of a topper or if it shows up pretty full color. I will report back. The majority of the makeup that I purchased in March was actually purchased in February. It just took a very long time to ship to me, and that consists of really 2 orders. One is from YesStyle and the other is from Colourpop. Both of those sites have really slow shipping. That's just how it is. So let's start with YesStyle. I purchased 3 items from YesStyle. This is from I'm Mimi, I think, and this is their mystery lip color in the shade, I want to say it's Mystery Rose, but I don't speak Korean, so I'm not 100% sure on that. It's a really pretty stain. It's sort of a velvet lip color. I've worn this a couple of times. I really enjoyed it. It wears quite nicely throughout the day, and I do like, well, it's not dried down yet, but I do like the soft matte finish that it dries down to. That's something I've really been enjoying. And I love the size of this. I like how it's so slim. I wish that more Western brands would have this size of packaging, because you know that the amount of product isn't that different. The two blushes that I got are from Etude. I have the shade Lavender Lemon Macaron, which this comes, well, they both come with a puff, and they both apply beautifully with this puff. Here is the lavender shade. That is not showing up on camera. I can see it in person. In any case, it is quite a light blush. It is deeper than my skin tone though, and you can see, I think, a little bit more of the color on the puff. I do not think that these would work for anyone who is much deeper than me at all. But on me, these are gorgeous. I'm really happy with the formula. The other one, if I didn't say, these are the Lovely Cookie blushers. The other one I received as a gift with purchase, and this is the shade Peach Shoe Wafers. They did not let me choose my shade, but I am so happy with the shade that they gave me. This is gorgeous. This works out actually for me better than the purple did. This looks so natural and healthy and pretty on my cheeks. I love it. And I know that these are looking really sheer in the swatches, but they do, well, do I want to go about this? Let's do it. When you apply them with the puff, there is a good amount of color there. In fact, I need to go over with the cleaner side of the puff because I got a lot of color there. I think you can see that did add quite a bit of peach, and the formula on these are great. They do last not all day, but quite a while on my skin. The powders are extremely smooth to the touch. I wouldn't say that they are creamy. They don't feel wet at all, but they just feel very finely milled and like they glide across the skin. I am really happy with all three things that I purchased from Yes Style. That order worked out really well for me. Then this I did not get from Yes Style, but we're going to talk about it now anyway because this is a velvet lip color, and I think it's worth comparing to the I Mimi one. This is from Joa. This is more sheer, and it's also thinner. I do not know which shade this is, but I think I am also already running out of my little sample. I've probably used it twice because it is, I think, intended to be somewhat sheer, but I feel like it's showing up a little bit more sheer in my hand swatch than it has in the past on my lips. I got this through Sampler. I've really been liking it, and I appreciate how tiny and cute it is. Next, let's move to a duo that I purchased through Ipsy. This is from the Jason Wu line. These are at Target for like $10 each almost, and you shouldn't buy them at $10 each. I do not think they are worth it. These are their soft balms, and they're you know, fine little balms. What really turned me off of these is that I feel like I just keep having to squeeze so much to get any product out. And I've only used each of these like twice. They're very sheer. They do have a little bit of color to them, but not a whole lot. They're fine balms. I don't have any huge complaints with them. I just don't think that they are worth the price tag. If you want something from this Jason Wu line, they have a lip and cheek tint that is like in a bullet lipstick form. That's what to go for. These are pretty lackluster. I mean, look how empty this one looks. I have literally used this 3 times, counting this hand swatch. It looks like it's half gone. Since we're on the subject of lip colors, let's move to 2 that I purchased from e.l.f. These are their Sheer Slick lipsticks. These were, again, part of the 8-cent e.l.f. order. I purchased the shades Wild Peach, which is a bright coral shade, and Dragon Fruit, which is a little bit more on the reddish side. I guess that's more what I would call a berry in the swatch. I feel like the packaging always makes me think it's going to be a little bit more red, even though, again, the packaging is really pretty spot on. I have one of these in, I think, Golden Pear. I really like it. It is quite hydrating. I like this slimmer format lipstick. I find it quite easy to apply. They're moisturizing. I like the level of sheerness that they have. They pack quite a bit of color, as you can see, while still having that nice glossy shine. I'm overall just really impressed with these, and I was very happy to be able to get an additional 2 for next to free. And now we move to Colourpop. This is another order that was on its way to me when I filmed my last video. I feel like I've talked about a lot of these items on my channel already. The big item, and the one that prompted this entire purchase, is the You're the Bestie Lippy Pencil Vault. This is, I think, more of their pink and berry and purple lip liner vault. There are 10 lip liners in here. This was on clearance, actually. I think everything that I purchased from Colourpop was from their clearance section, and this was on an excellent sale. I think this was $14, and I did want a more of a hot pink lip liner, which this had, and I wanted something that was more of a nude for me, which I don't think there's any in here that quite fit that bill. Both of these 2, which are the lightest, are a little bit more on the mauve side or the brown side, but they fulfill that purpose for me, and overall I think this was a really good buy, because I think that the lippy pencils are $5 each, and I like the lippy pencils. I have used up, I think, 2 of them in the past, and now I have quite the color selection. I purchased a lip duo. I only have one of them here with me. The other one is in my bag, but these are the Just a Tints. Like with the lippy sticks, I have used up some of these in the past, so I was very open to getting a duo on sale. This is the shade Chubby Bunny. These are minis, and they are tiny. Like, that's rolled all the way up. I have used this exactly once. They are pretty. They're a nice sheer tint. There is the Chubby Bunny shade. I have one that's a little bit more of like a blue fuchsia in my bag. They're pretty. I think that the smell on these is, I think it's pleasant. It's kind of a tropical scent. It makes me think, it doesn't smell like pineapple, but it makes me think of like a drink that would have pineapple in it. I find it very pleasant. I think it would be pretty polarizing though. I could see people absolutely hating it. And I find that the scent does linger a little bit. So, you know, word of warning there. So, word of warning there. And then I bought two things from their Hocus Pocus collection. The first is, thankfully, the last lip product we have to talk about today. This is the Calming Circle Fresh Kiss Lip Creme. It looks quite brown in the tube. I feel like it pulls a little bit more peachy on my skin. There is a swatch. It's, again, that soft matte liquid lipstick that I've been going for a lot recently, and I'm quite happy with it. I am a little bit bummed that I purchased this one because, I mean, I didn't think it was going to be based on the pictures that I'd seen online. I thought it was going to be a little bit more of this cooler brown that I see in the tube. But this and a Jason Wu Honey Fluff liquid lipstick that I have are identical. Practically identical. But I do like both of them. If I had to choose, I would probably pick this one just because it's cheaper. I want to say that the Colourpop ones are right around the $7 mark, whereas the Jason Wu one is around the $11 or $12. But I like them both. And I got this trio of Super Shocks. I have had these out and been using them. I've actually used one of them quite a bit. But I wanted to show you the packaging because I always think that the Colourpop sets come in such cute packaging. But there's an outer sleeve, and then we have the box that actually contains the 3 Super Shocks. There is a purple one, an orange one, and this one is looking almost white in my monitor, but it is a light peach. I can't quite bring myself to get rid of the packaging, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that, which is weird. I don't care about Hocus Pocus. I've seen the first half of Hocus Pocus like a dozen times, and I've watched the last half of Hocus Pocus I think once. I don't even like this movie. Why do I have this desire to keep the packaging? But here's what we are working with. We have this light golden peach shade, which is To Be Young and Beautiful Again. This is the one that I've used the most. This is in my Shop My Stash for the month. And I find myself using it all the time. It's so pretty. I love these lighter Super Shocks. I love how they transform other eyeshadows. The orange I have also used maybe twice. This is Dost Thou Comprehend? I don't know the references because I'm not a big fan of this movie, but it's a pretty orange. I don't see myself getting a ton of use out of this shade. I knew when I purchased this trio that I was going to get the most use out of the lightest one, but it is pretty. It's nice quality. I think that the packaging on these Super Shocks is really cute. And then the third one is Forever Bewitching, which is a purple. And I've never had this before, but this is Shattered. I don't think it was like that when I got it. I'm just going to squish that back in. And we'll get a swatch. Okay, that one's not as pigmented as the other two. I wonder if this one is a little bit more on the dry side. Like everything else I got from Colourpop, this trio was seriously discounted. I think I got this for like $4.50. And then the last item from Colourpop we have to talk about is their Cherry Crush palette. This did not really intrigue me when it came out. I And it's not something that I feel would be worth the $14 original price tag to me at all. But on sale, this was more like $5. And I do not really find myself drawn to these more red and bright pink colors, so I don't have them. And occasionally, there have been a few times over the past year where I've wanted these kinds of colors, so I figured this was my chance to do it. I have tried to create a couple of looks with this palette, and I feel like everything ends up looking the same. I probably could have skipped this one and been fine, but at the same time, I don't have these kinds of colors, so I'm not unhappy with this. It's just not a favorite. I don't see myself getting a lot of looks out of this palette. Everything looks very same to me, but I see this being a lovely companion palette. I don't have anything super similar to this cherry stem shade. This really, yeah, I'd say like a muted cherry matte. I don't have anything like that. I've reached for cerise a few times, which is this almost corally red. There's interesting things going on in this palette. And then finally, I've been filming for like an hour at this point, so we're not going to go over these items in detail, but I did put in an order at Luxie Beauty for some eyeshadow singles. So I have 11 new singles. I have used a couple of them. This brown shade is a gorgeous neutral. I have used actually both of these shades, these lightest ones. They're lovely. I've used one of the purples. I will go over these in detail at some point. I will make some kind of video regarding them. I've only had them for a couple days. I've only used a couple of them, as I'm sure you can tell. And so far, I'm very, very happy with them. I also have all of my other Luxie products in this palette. So I previously owned 7 singles and 2 highlighters. Really happy with that purchase so far. And here's the part. Oh, whoops, sorry. One more item. I have the Rum Raisin Super Lustrous Shine lipstick from Revlon. I made a video that talked quite a bit about this. It's lovely. It is a tinted lip balm that is apparently a dupe for Clinique Black Honey. So that's finally the end of the products. Let's really quickly run through how much I spent. There is one purchase included in my total from the balm that I just made yesterday as I'm filming this. It has not arrived yet. They had a 50% off site-wide sale, so I took that opportunity to pick up a couple of things that I've wanted for years. And in total, everything that I have shown you today, along with the balm, well, the 2 the balm palettes and the highlighter that I purchased from them, which you will, I assume, see in my next monthly haul, came out to just shy of $240. Now that's a lot more than I wanted to spend this month. And I think there's a few reasons behind that. First is I'd already placed my a couple of orders for the month and wasn't really thinking about those when I was calculating around the amount that I wanted to spend. I'd already placed the Fabfitfun order that you saw, as well as, well, I'd already placed the majority of the orders that we've seen, because I'd already placed the Yes Style order, which came out to $25. I'd already placed the Ipsy order that contained the Color Club polishes, as well as the Jason Wu Lip Duo. The Fabfitfun stuff had already been ordered. That was pretty much all of the skincare that I showed. And I had already placed my Colourpop order, which was $34. So a lot of that had already been purchased in the month of February, and then in the month of March, I didn't really go out to eat, I think, at all this month, and I didn't shop for clothes at all. So even though I actually have quite a bit of money left in my fun money for March, I think the great majority of it this month ended up getting spent on beauty. I think I bought a couple of home things this month, but the great majority of got spent on beauty. So even though I spent more on beauty than I usually do, I think I actually spent right around the same amount, or maybe even a little less than I usually would of just my fun money account, because that's sitting at a pretty decent balance still, and there's 4 days left in the month as I'm filming this, I think. So I'm quite happy with that. I definitely want to bring in less in the month of April, and I think I am on track to do that. I don't have, 4 orders on their way to me the way that I did when I was filming February's update. I will be placing a Sephora order in April, but I have a gift card that's going to cover the great majority of that, and I actually already know exactly what I'm going to be purchasing. So I think that will probably be my one big purchase, and I'm going to give myself the challenge for the month of April to not purchase anything from Ipsy add-ons or, just general Ipsy sales. I think that should work out well for me. My voice needs a break. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing if you did. Let me know what you picked up in the past month and how it's been working out for you. Thanks again for watching, and I really hope that I will see you all next time. Bye!